What's Gwanin? Up early morning, late nights to the dawning. I'm copping, bottles I'm pouring. These blunts got me soaring.
You are now tuned in to the What's Gwanin podcast, episode 1. Boy Germz, and you know I got a couple guests here with me.
What's Gwanin?
Track Bonita. Yeah. New track out right now. Y'all go stream that. Yeah, man. So we just out here right now. We live in the studio. I'm your boy Germz. I'll be your host right now. Shout out to my boy Calvin Moon helping me out in the background. And this is the What's Gwanin podcast, episode 1. In here, outside, inside, everywhere, online, and in real life. So, you know, I'm your boy Germz, and I'm sitting down with two well-known artists right now making their way in the GTA. And, you know, you guys better tap in now before it gets too late, because the train's about to take off and it's about to leave international, worldwide. I'm sitting here right now with KAIRI and your boy AZ.
Stepping up that 10 years, them girl, them mad, the next cigarette. I come in to feel a big back, why they lit up on the
Ain't gon' stop it, need money. 60, 80, 100, I be counting money on a daily. You can get this money too.
Make some noise for them.
Good, man.
Yeah, if you're watching live, man, let me get some shit in the comments right now. Flood the comments right now.
Early.
You know what I mean? We got the What's Gwanin podcast, and yo, so first of all, you know, like I said, my name's Germz. I've been doing my thing, podcasting. These are some artists that I work with. Matter of fact, me and KAIRI got one right now. You know what I mean? Bonita, we just released it on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Right, everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music.
It's doing good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 1K views in 3 days. You know, not bad, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's a banger. That one's a banger right there.
And we got one coming on the way, Lyman, with all 3 of us. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So, shout out to everyone, the work, all the love. You know, it's just been great. We couldn't do this without the help from so many people. And yeah, so let's get into this interview because, you know, I've known you guys for like about over a year now.
Yeah.
And change, you
also.
know. You want to tell them how we met?
I like it when you tell the story, to be honest. When you tell the story, like, I remember, I think we were going to Carnival Kingdom, right?
Yeah. What was that? What is it? Oh, KAIRI, man? Yeah.
It was me, you, Pusha, and Kevin, I think, and picked you up, and I think we went to the Soca event, and I don't know, I like when you tell the story from here. Cause
yeah. So basically, it's like, you know, for all those that know me and my situation, you know, I had done some time locked up, whatever. Touch road, I was on an ankle bracelet for a year and a half, not able to go nowhere. And then when they finally cut that shit, I got the opportunity to go to a party with these guys, and they bought my ticket for me. And KAIRI came to pick me up. I didn't know him at the time, but, you know, he was a nice, humble individual. We went to the party. And the man told me, yo, I'm going to drop you guys home, but I'm going to cut and go to the studio and come back. And I was like, wait. Like, yo, am I about to get stranded out here? You know what I mean? Like, yo. And the man literally went to the studio, cut, came back. And in the car, he was playing the banger that he just recorded. And I was like, yo, you just recorded that? He's like, yeah. I'm like, holy. And he had me saying, way saw ever since then.
Yeah, man. Shout out Casa Studios, man. Caleb from Casa, he's a good guy still, you know. Anytime you need to record, just hit him up, and he's always down, you know.
He's a real one still, can't lie, you know. He's been holding it down for us still, you know. And then also, like, I met AZ through you.
Right.
You know, do you guys want to talk about how you guys met?
I've known AZ for, like, I think almost 10 years now.
Yeah, we've known each other for a long time. We go way back.
Okay.
We had a mutual friend. You know, every time like we would go to like these I think
Parties,
it was like all Asian
venues.
parties, like back in the day, like yeah, and like
Link ups.
we just have like a whole crew, and we all just be like hanging out together.
Yeah.
I think when I found out he did music, I was starting to take music a little serious, and then eventually we just connected, and then start working together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick. You want to elaborate on it?
Yeah, I always knew, like he said, like I knew from way back in the day. We always saw each other at parties or like mutual gatherings and whatnot. And we just always linked up, and it was always just good vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, when he showed me that he's into music and started the music thing, like I just pushed him to do it, and I saw like the potential and the talent in it, and it just brought us closer. You know what I mean?
For real. So yo, like I know we're all like Caribbean, but like, what's your nationality like?
So my background is Trinidadian. My dad is from Arima, my mom's from Aruca, so all in the east. So they're both from the same area.
Yeah.
My mom came up here, and then she went back, married my dad. He came up, and then I was born up here. So.
Okay. And what about you?
I'm Guyanese still. I was born in Canada. Both my parents are from Guyana.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying? You got the Trinidad and Guyana link up, you know?
West Indies.
West Indian.
You know? So you were born here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're both born here. I was born here too.
Okay,
You know, We're
okay.
all Canadian, you know? So like, where did you grow up? Like in Toronto, Saga? Like,
So I grew up in Toronto. I grew up in Keelan Shepherd. So I
Okay.
grew up there. Shout out Keelan Shepherd. Shout out the whole Keel Street actually.
big up
West
Kill,
End.
big up Kill.
So I grew up there till I was like 13, I think. Basically, from when I reached 13 years old, my parents wanted to get out of that area because of all the crime and everything going on, and you know,
Yeah.
I don't blame them. You know, wanting a better life for their kid, right?
Yeah.
So we moved over to Ajax for a bit. While I was over there, I wasn't happy. Grades were slacking. I wasn't myself. I couldn't be myself, you know, because I grew up here. I grew up in Keelan Shepherd, and when I go to like a whole suburban community, it's like
It's different.
it's a different vibe, and you know, like you try so hard to blend in because you know you're just a kid. You just want friends. Like every kid growing up, you know, they all want that attention, and I couldn't get that. Because, you know, not only that, I wasn't even seeing my parents because they were still working in the West End and like traffic and all that. It's like 45 minutes to an hour, and like
For
they wouldn't
sure.
get home till like 9, 10 at night. So when they get home, I'm going to sleep, going to school the next day, or
Yeah.
skipping school, you know. And then grade 11, they're like, either grade 10 or grade 11, they're like, you want to move back to Toronto? And I'm like, yeah, like quickly. So I moved back to Keelan Shepherd, where I was born and raised, which
Yeah.
made me happy. And then I went to George Harvey, and then from there everything just went up for me. So
For real. And how about you, AZ?
Yeah, I was born and raised in most part in Brampton.
Okay.
When I was born, I was living by like my grandparents with my parents, with my mom, single mom, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, I was in Brampton for like daycare. And then after, like I did a lot of moving when I was young, just back and forth city to city. From Brampton, I went to Saga, around 5 and 10 area. And
Okay.
I grew up there, and I was there for like kindergarten. Then after I moved back to Brampton, and I was over there again from like grade 1 to 4 or 5, and mid-grade 5, I moved back to Saga, and then I was there from ever since, you know what I mean?
Okay.
On the
so-
block, same spot I'm at right now.
So it's a Saga thing, eh?
Yeah, Saga City all the way, represent, you already know.
Okay. So yeah, yo, that's pretty cool to get to learn about you guys' history and stuff. I want to like speak while we're on the history. Just want to get to know like how do you guys come up with your names, like your artist names?
so KAIRI, so it's actually funny, I was just doing research because I was looking up Trinidad's history, and also I was just fascinated at the time. I was just like a young kid at the time. I was fascinated with like Trinidadian celebrities. I was like, damn, like they're just like me, you know. Like for example, my name actually came from I think it was Carlton's from Fresh Prince, his granddad.
Okay.
So it's a funny story. So I was on Wikipedia and I found out Carlton was Trini. So I was fascinated by that, and I was going through like a whole Michael Jackson phase. Carlton was in a commercial with Michael Jackson. I was like, oh shit, you know.
So you're doing the dance.
Yeah, I was doing that. No, I wasn't doing the Carlton dance. I was doing the Michael Jackson dances. But so I saw that he was the grandson of Roaring Lion. Roaring Lion's name was KAIRI. But when I clicked on his profile, you would see it in blue. And when I clicked KAIRI, I came to find out that's the Carib name of Trinidad before Columbus came and named it Trinidad.
Ooh.
So I was like, you know what? Maybe I might take this name because that's, whoever knows me, they all know I rep Trinidad. Like, I'm Trinidad to the bone. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take KAIRI as my name. And, you know, if I do get a little youth, KAIRI could be a boy name or a girl name. So, you know, that name's kind of important to me.
Nice.
So I carry my roots with me and that.
For real.
So,
any relation to the basketball player?
Nah, no relation to the basketball player.
It's a different spelling.
Yeah, I think it was before. It's a different spelling, and it was before KAIRI even got drafted to the NBA. That's when.
Did you ever had any other nicknames before that, like before the inception of KAIRI?
Yeah, I used to have Rocky Rambo.
Oh,
yeah, like I was a big Sylvester Stallone fan.
Yeah.
What other names did I have? I think I had like. Codebreaker, like when I was like a little kid. Yeah, little kid. And Duplicity, Real Duplicity. Yeah. So I had some names before I could settle on, you know, KAIRI. And I think KAIRI is more simple.
Yeah. What about you, AZ?
Me, fam, honestly, when it came to picking a name or persona, whatever the case is, when it comes to making music, like, that was kind of like a tough one for me to figure out and think of like a stage name of what I want to represent myself as, or like, I didn't really have like a nickname or a code name mans used to call me growing up or anything like that, you know what I mean? To have like, yo, this is what I go by, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like type of music I make and what I do is like, I'm just more of like a mainstream type of artist, and I just want to use my name and who I am. And like, I make music telling my story and me as I am, you know what I mean? So my name's just me. Ashton Zaban, AZ. A lot of people think AZ, I'm just taking the old school rappers, AZ's name, and they're like, yo, there's already an AZ, an AZ, you're not AZ, but like Tutu's like, my name is actually Ashton Zaban, so my name is AZ, that's me, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's also like someone that the rapper took his name from, which is the guy AZ. If you ever watched the movie Paid in Full. Yeah. Well, yeah, yo, that's pretty interesting still, you know? Yeah. KAIRI, AZ. So, yo, like, when did you start making music? Like, can you remember way back when you first started making music?
So, I can remember growing up, we used to have a steel pan. My dad was a panist for, I think, Newtones in Arima. So, he brought a steel pan up, and I used to learn, like, the steel pan. Like, I used to learn how to sing, how to play PIMP and all kind of thing like that. My first song that I did do was, I was in grade 6 actually. There was a bunch, I was actually grateful to have like a bunch of rappers in my school, and at the time Bedrock was the biggest thing out, and Bedrock was like the whole Young Money was the wave. So like at the time, you know, having a lot of artists on one track was like the thing to do, and YouTube was like now popping in the music scene. So a bunch of the kids from the school were like, yo, let's make a Bedrock PLP. We called it a Bedrock PLP mix. Okay. And a bunch of us did the track just for the fun of it. And I remember I was just writing on a little notepad at the time.
Yeah.
And then obviously your first track, you know, everyone's going to be like, oh, you suck, this and that. So I stopped. And then it wasn't until I came back to Toronto. We were doing, I think we were in swim class, and we were just waiting to leave.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the bell. And they're all doing a freestyle, and I was always the quiet one. And then I was feeling the beat, so I just did a little freestyle, and everyone got hyped up. And then they're like, "Oh, this is crazy!" So from there, I just started writing more, and really. So from high school, technically, is when I started taking it more seriously.
Yeah. What year do you think that was? Like.
That was like 2015, 2016. Yeah, around there.
Okay, so you've been doing it for a minute now.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a minute still.
For real. What about you, AZ? Like, when did you start making music, or like, what was your influences? What made you want to make music in the first place?
Me, honestly, like, I knew I wanted to be in the entertainment industry ever since, like, I was a little kid. Like, I remember when like BET was around and Freestyle Fridays and just sitting down in front of the TV watching that. Like I always knew I wanted to be a part of that one day, which led me like I was always writing freestyles, little raps here and there, you know. But I never really took the music seriously as a kid. But I was always doing it behind the scenes. I took more of like MCing and being a DJ more seriously, where I was still in the music industry, entertainment industry, doing that. And it was until years later I said, like, I'm going to do what I really want to do. I don't want to be a DJ, or I don't see myself being a DJ/MC for the rest of my life. Like, I want to be the main act. I want to be the main guy. So that's when I started writing my, like, taking music seriously or writing my tracks and just putting it out there, you know what I mean?
Thinking about it, you playing games, you don't want me, you parting ways,
One of my first, and I didn't even know this, but music actually runs in my family. So, like, my grandfather, he's a singer.
Okay.
My dad, which I didn't meet until grade 8, he actually found me on Facebook, reached out to me. Like, I never, like, knew who my dad was. I always had thoughts and vivid memories and images in my head, but, like, I always wanted to know who he was and where I came from. But he actually reached out and found me in grade 8. I used to see him as a little kid here and there, but then that stopped, just disappeared, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then after, I reconnected with him, and he threw me back in the studio, too. He's a producer, engineer. He did some records for some big names in the industry that we know, too, you know what I mean? So, like, for him to be able to throw me in the studio and give me that real studio environment, put me on my first shows. Shout out to Grantography, 76MG. I was able to do my first shows back in, like, 2014, 2015, open up for Bubba Sparks, Fat Joe.
Okay.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Well, one of my first records I ever came out with, though, that I could remember was a freestyle, like a KAIRI saying Bedrock. I did one to Buy You a Drink when T-Pain came on, and that was way back.
Buy you a drink.
I'm an R&B man, so like, I didn't know I had a little thing on that.
Okay.
But my first track I actually dropped online was for a party way back in the day called Love Them. That was like in 2011, I think. Did a promotion freestyle for that party and dropped that.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
So, like, both of you guys Caribbean, grew up in Toronto, making music. Would you say, like, around the same time, kind of?
I think he was doing music, like, he was putting out records and videos before me.
Yeah.
Because I would, like, be more, like, hiding away from it. Like, I would just drop it and just send it to my friends. Like, I'll write something, record something at home, and just, like... Because to me, like, I'm a perfectionist, so I'm not going to drop anything unless, like, I hear it sound clean, right? And if I did drop some rough records, it's because it was out of desperation. But, like, I would just, like, just send it to my friends and, like, would just freestyle in the basement, do whatever. I used to do poetry, too, like, whenever, like, I stopped making music.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would do poetry and then go back to making music, so.
Yeah, I was going to ask still, because, like, I know that you have multiple different genres, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you said something about R&B just now. So, like, was R&B, like, the route you were trying to take at first?
Honestly, like, I'm versatile as hell myself. Like, I do, like, reggae, dancehall, but I try to stick to the mainstream just on a professional basis on the route I'm trying to go for, you know what I mean? Hip-hop and R&B. But I can put myself in different genres if I wanted to. So I found myself very versatile, too. Also, that's obviously because of our background allowing us to be versatile, coming up, obviously, in Canada, too, in such a multicultural country, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Do you guys see yourself getting signed at any point, or do you want to just stay independent?
Distribution deals, I wouldn't say no to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would like to be the boss of my own music and my creative.
Yeah.
But distribution, I wouldn't mind any help with that.
True, true.
The way I see it, honestly, like, if you're able to get that buzz independently and become bumpy and popular and the talk of the city, and you're able to generate that revenue through shows, merch, you can be independent and take it all the way. But honestly, like, if you want to take it to the next level, getting signed might take it to that next level. But if you're able to generate everything, at the end of the day, it comes to marketing and having money. So, like, if you're able to do that by yourself independently, by all means, you could take it to the moon. But if you want to get certain deals and be placed certain places, you might have to get signed to take it to that next step, and obviously go to the States and go and, like I said, take it to the next step.
Yeah. So, like, you know, I heard you say you opened up for, you said Bubba Sparks, 1-2 artists. So, like, recently, like, you guys both did shows recently.
Yeah.
So you opened up for Tony Yayo.
Right.
And you opened up for A.R. Paisley?
A.R. Paisley, yeah. Saga City.
Yeah. Okay, so, like, and then next show, you're opening up for Charlie Black.
Right, all of us.
So like, what does that mean for you, like, to open up for an artist or, you know, dealing with, like, talk about dealing with, like, promoters or, like, these shows and, like, how are you getting these shows and, like, are you satisfied doing these shows? Like, talk about that for a second.
So for me, this is kind of like it's a sensitive topic for other people, but for me, I really don't care. So I started out doing, so my actually first show that I did in Toronto, like my first proper show was, I got the hookup from AZ.
Yeah.
So I think it was for I Party Canada. It was like a car show, and we did it from there. From there, I got a link to go to New York. I did some shows in Queens, and I think I did a show in Queens and Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So that was pretty sick over there. Linked up, met some sick artists. Shout out Nati and Tuka and T3.
Yo, shout them out. I seen you there doing your thing with the drill.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother question I had for you.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to ask it now. Like, yo, like, how was it you over there with the goons? Like,
oh no, to me it was like I was like comfortable, you know, like to me it's like, you know, a lot of people would be like, oh, you're going there with people you don't know, but like, you know, people know, like, if you're comfortable or not. If you show like any kind of fear, you know, man, they're just gonna test you. But
like, I mean, you're like in the pink jacket, and the man them are wearing all black, like, wipe your nose, like,
Shorty walk a female. I know a baddie, her name's Regina. Like, when it's dark in a beam, I bet he gon' freeze when he hit his heater.
Nah, I mean, like, yo,
I need a tissue.
one thing I'm never afraid to be myself, you know what I mean? And that's one thing I've been learning is just
Always.
be yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I think they respected that. That was, you know, they see me in a pink jacket walking around Brooklyn, Queens, like that. They're like, yo, who is this guy, you know? But to me, it's more like, yo, if you are yourself, people are gonna respect you. At the end of the day, if you're trying to be something you're not, that's when they're gonna see through you and just be like, all right, you know what, you're not really worth the time. And then, you know, who knows what they can do after, right? But back to the Tony Yayo thing. The show. So my thing, so I was doing that, and I came back, and then I started getting more opportunities to do like showcases. So I did a few showcases. You were at one of them, actually, the BTM Proud one. As I was doing the showcases, I started seeing that I was performing alongside the same people, same crowd, repetitively.
Yeah.
So lately, I haven't been doing those showcases because I don't see any growth. I just see kind of the same market, and you know, it's basically, to me, in my point of view, where okay, you're just performing now. You're not performing to grow. You're not performing to go here. Maybe there's a 1-2 other people that show up.
Yeah.
But from what I see all the time, it's the same people.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to network differently. Like, all right, we can network. Let's go make music, or let's go do films. Let's go do something.
Yeah.
But if I'm seeing you like every single week doing the same shows with the same songs, then I'm moving forward. The Tony Yayo one, I saw that as a different opportunity. I just reached out to the promoter. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm down. So we did that, and the Tony Yayo show, all three of us, I'm like, you know, I can't. You inspired me, AZ inspired me, so I had to do that Tony Yayo show. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I got to get these guys, and we got to do Lyman.
I'm from the Caribbean. I'm from the islands. And what we call when all my brethren in them link up is Lyman. So I'm going to call my dog Germz. I'm going to call my dog AZ to the stage.
You know, one thing about me, I like giving back and giving credit to those who like put me on and stuff. So I had to do that for sure. So
yeah, I want to ask something like, what are your thoughts about, like, you open up for A.R. Paisley and them, but what do you think about Lioness Kerr?
Lioness Kerr?
Yeah.
Shout out her. Shout out Lioness Kerr. You know, shout out Ovio Rich. He was there too, supporting her. I had a little conversation with her, nothing too long, nothing too crazy, you know, just in the back there. But she's cool, calm and collective. you know, it's her first performance.
Yeah.
You know, like shout out iParty for the one putting that all together and getting us all under the same roof and getting her to do her first show there. And yeah, she did her thing on stage still.
Yeah,
You know what I
she's
mean?
alright still, but you know, Lloyd Banks of Canada.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, put a name on yourself, you know, eventually people are going to start calling you that, right?
I mean, but yeah, anyways, back to like, you know, opening for Charlie Black, like how you
Right.
feel about that? Like,
I'm excited, man.
like what does he mean to you, like as an artist, like his music?
Definitely a dancehall pioneer for sure. Because I remember, like, as a little kid walking back in the buildings, like at 3390. I used to live on the 10th floor, and that floor was considered the trap floor. But we had a neighbor that's always throwing house parties every week, and all you're hearing is Cartel, Charlie Black, and all that. So like,
Yeah.
having the opportunity to open up for like a dancehall pioneer like that is a great opportunity, and it's a chance for us to show him, but not only him, his fans and the people that's coming out to have a good time, that hey, we can perform too. You know, I know
we
you
can
guys
mosh it up too.
know
like,
you guys are
early.
expecting to see Charlie Black shut it down, but yo, trust me, AZ, Germz, KAIRI, we're coming to make madness. That whoever's like gonna see this or in the live right now, trust me, you guys are going to witness greatness that night. Believe me.
Yo, that actually just leads right to my next question, because like I was gonna ask you, like after dropping music, like what's the response like whether it be from Toronto or from your own people?
You want to go first on that one?
yeah, the response has been dope. Shout out to everybody supporting me. You know, I have a lot of day one supporters, a lot of new supporters and fans. Again, from like the last question, the shows, like every time we do a show, like I love doing shows because I always get to network and meet new people. I always like to go into the crowd after the performance and just like people like to come up to me and like network with me and talk to me and tell me that they love the music, and we just connect and they get to look forward to new music that I drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the feedback's always great and the support's crazy, and the key is to just be consistent, I find, because once you keep going and keep the hype going, then nothing could stop you. You know what I mean? People see you're actually putting in the work, putting in the time and the effort, and like you actually love doing this shit, and it's actually your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the reactions I get sometimes, so like a lot of people love it when they hear it and finally experience it. But like, you know, when I was promoting Bonita, like with the visuals and stuff, I was getting a lot of flack for, oh, why do you have the women like this, and why is everything so sexual, this and that. Like I said, at the end of the day, it goes back to being yourself, not caring what anyone else thinks.
True.
You know, and if it's controversy, well, I'm an entertainer at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Like, they don't know me personally. They know me as KAIRI. They don't know who I am as a person. They know me as an entertainer. But it's funny now because now that the track is out, the video's out, I'm just getting a lot of compliments. I'm just really grateful for that. So, you know, it just kind of shows, like, if you just stick with it, you know, you're going to get a better result than what people are.
Like you're getting a couple trolls there.
Exactly, and that's natural, right? That's life.
Never trolls. I remember when I first experienced trolls commenting like hate comments, fake accounts and shit on like TikTok, IG, and it just means you're doing something right, and they're just fucking up the algorithm anyways, getting more views on your shit. So shout out to all you guys.
Yeah, sometimes I have fun with them, and then they end up deleting their account or their comment because they just can't get a comeback. You know, like 50 said, I don't look for a problem, but if you want a problem, it's no problem. You know, so
for real, I hear that still. So like, even though like I seen you like sometimes you have your questions open and people be talking whatever. I know Toronto sometimes is Screwface capital, but then look, like you went all the way to New York and they embraced you.
Right.
You know, so it's like sometimes, you know, it's bigger than our city and we're trying to just push bigger than that internationally, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So like this is what we bring to the game. This is what makes us unique and stuff. I'm just wondering now, like, what else should I look for? Like now that we see you guys doing shows, we see the link up, we see the Bonita video doing well. So like, what from here on out? Like, what can we expect from KAIRI and from AZ?
So from the KAIRI side, you're definitely gonna see a lot more tracks coming out. I'm planning to do an album. Still debating on if to go through with it or just keep doing with the singles. But I plan on making more music with you and AZ. Because I think I sent you guys like some stuff already. And then I'm also looking to advance into like more than just music too. Like I want to start doing some acting as well. So I might get into some films. I might I'm just expanding. Like I'm not just a music artist. Like I'm an entertainer. So I'm not only looking to do music. I'm also looking to do films. Maybe also I'm doing some modeling for Still Alive. Shout out Still Alive. They're an up and coming brand from Toronto.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much my direction that I'm going in after everything that's going on right now.
Okay. AZ, you want to tell us where you're going from here?
From here, honestly, I got a lot of projects in the works, a lot of artists that I'm working with. Obviously, I'm working with you guys.
Yeah.
I got some other artists. I just dropped a record with Germz.
J-Bands, shout out J-Bands.
Angels Catch Me. That record's hard. That's the record we actually just performed live.
Come on, boys. AZ and Dre.
He's a super talented artist.
Sick.
Got a project in the work with him. I got a project with other few Saga City artists coming out, some tracks. But aside from the music, I'm also doing jewelry. I make custom grills, necklace, pendants, and rings. I've been working on that for a while with my cousin, Frostbite Factory, Avi.
Okay.
So you already know Frostbite Factory. You guys look out for that. We've been working on that for the past year now, just perfecting our craft. So we're going to be hitting the streets, be your next favorite jeweler.
The real shit?
Yeah, real shit, fam. BBs, S, all that shit.
And yo, when we were talking earlier, you're talking about some adversities that you had faced and stuff. Do you want to speak on that a bit?
Yeah, sure. Well, as you guys know, or saw, last year I was going hard all throughout from January to December, just dropping music and videos. That's how I witnessed and was able to see that consistency is real. You really got to put in the work. I was able to get noticed, able to do interviews for blogs.
Yeah.
And 6 Buzz hit me up too. That's why I be dropping all my videos through them now because one of the ARs over there is Gwanin. Nice. Shout out to him, and he just loves to see the culture doing their thing and to actually see the talent. So he wants to put on the talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Fuck, I just don't know.
No, I was just asking you, you've been making music, but you talked about personally off camera. You're talking.
Oh yeah. So then so I was going. Yeah. I remember. It's my bad. So yeah, I was going consistent all of last year, and then after just near the ending of last year, some super long shit from the past that I forgot about just popped back up. Shit that was willing to take me away, and just take me away from my you and just put me inside. So I was really stressed out. That really set me back. I just had to go on my grind, stack my paper up, and just had to deal with that, get that out the way. But that's all sorted and dealt with now, and I'm back in the studio, and you already know I'm dropping videos, records, and I got a lot of projects on the way, so you guys look out for that.
I like that still. I like that bouncing back feeling, Anytime you get bounced back from adversity, I fucks with that.
Yeah, man.
And yo, I just wanted to just put this out there. Dream collabs. What are you thinking?
My dream collabs, so it'd be definitely, I got a few, but Cartel's definitely up there. Shensia, Sean Paul. Yeah, me and Shensia, I think we'll make a banger track.
For sure. Can make a baby with her.
You know what I mean? Drake and, maybe a one-off with The Weeknd, who knows? Those are my dream collabs for sure.
Okay.
Dream collabs, shit. I haven't really been in tune with the outside music like that, but some of my influences growing up, I love to have a record, get Party Next Door on a track. It's one of my big influences right there.
Saga City.
Yeah. Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying?
Weezy.
If you get Weezy on the track, that's crazy. Drizzy, It's Over. But, yeah.
So, yo, I just want to get into, I know we've been talking for a minute, but, yo, while I have KAIRI here, I have to ask him this question. Soca drill.
Yeah.
Soca drill. Talk about that, man.
So I was just I'll be honest with you. When I first heard drill music, I didn't like it.
Yeah?
Like, I was not messing. Cause
Was it more the UK or Chicago?
It was more the UK.
Oh.
The Chicago stuff, like, you know, we kind of grew onto, like, since high school.
Yeah.
But when it came to the UK, it was like, I was listening to it. I'm like, I'm not really a fan of it because before UK was all garage music, you know, it was like all fast tempo and just like everything was just fast. So like when I heard drill, I was like, you know, my boy Murtaza, he would like always play drill. Then one day he played this song, and then I heard the beat, like, you know, it was like up tempo and it was making that and I was like, hold up, I could do something with this because it's an uplifting kind of feel. So I'm like, yo, why don't I do something like a soca drill, like a power soca drill, you know?
Yeah.
So that's when I'm like, you know, there's a lot of Caribbean people in Toronto, a lot of Caribbean people in New York where drill is famous now, and there's a lot of Caribbean people in the UK.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let me try something with this, and that's when I recorded Mashup. And you know, that was the track that I recorded that day we went to the Fete. Because when I was at the Fete, I was like, yo, I'm kind of inspired. I'm gonna go to the studio right now and make this track called Mashup.
Yeah.
And that's when we came back and I was just bumping that. I was like,
yo, kill the wagwan dog. 2 for 2, 3 for 3, 4 for 4. Fuck it, yo. But I murder this thing.
I load this clip. Fire too fast so I'm hit. My head get popped just like a zip. Make it shit like TSC kid.
like, yo, like soca drill. So I ran with that and I'm still running with it to this day. Like, you know, like I don't limit myself just to one genre. Like being from Toronto, it's hard to stick to one genre, especially like I'm not sure if it's like also because I'm from the Caribbean as well. But being from Toronto with a Caribbean background, it's so hard to stick to one genre. Like, you just do drill, hip-hop, soca drill, dancehall, soca, like reggae. You're like, oh my, is it reggaeton now? It's like, because growing up, our parents, our surroundings, every get-together, you're listening to a bunch of different music, and there's always a DJ around, and they know how to mix genres and everything. So, you know, I guess I'm just doing it from being an artist to show my ability to do this genre, being versatile as usual.
Yeah. That's sick. So, yo, quick couple rapid fire questions. You know what I mean? Want to kind of put you guys on the spot a little. You know what I mean? So, like, yo, you guys got any favorite food spots?
My favorite food spot, I'm at the shout out the fam. You know, the blood fam. KAIRI restaurant, West Indian food, you know what I mean? 1 Dairy Road, Mississauga here, Ontario, and Dairy. So you guys go check that out. My favorite food is home cooked food. So whenever I want a good home cooked food meal, I just go over there.
I like my home cooked food, but I gotta give a shout out to Anio's Taste of the Islands, you know, up in Richmond Hill. They've been killing it over there. I think they opened up a next location like on Steeles, but they're good, and you know, it's a Toronto thing, so you know, I gotta give a shout out to Raps, you know, middle of the night.
If
you know,
West.
Yeah, you know, if you know Eglinton West, if you're up late at night, you just go down Eglinton West, you go to Raps and you get some fresh like barbecue and jerk chicken. Is crazy, man. Like, yo, that's one of my like guilty spots. If I'm on a diet, man, like I have to go there.
Real shit, man. The jerk chicken in the pan, what? Nothing beats that. All right, yo, chicken curry or curry chicken?
This guy had to ask that question.
Chicken curry, obviously.
Curry chicken. I gotta do curry chicken.
Gosh.
It's a chicken curry thing, you already know.
Wait, sir, you gotta say ask that, dog? Nah, curry chicken for me still. But hey, whoever says it the way they want to say it, I got no problem, you know?
Yeah. All right, yo, the ladies want to know, is y'all single?
I mean, that's for them to find out. I'm joking.
Nah. Currently, yes, I am single.
Okay.
Currently, yes, I am single.
I'm not single still. No, I was for a good like 2 years. Depressed and
snatched
shit,
up.
I got
See,
snatched
ladies
up. You know what I mean?
Too long. You know what I mean? Lost a good
Nowadays, it's hard to find a good girl. So once you have one, like it's either you pass up on them or you lock them in one time because it's a different time and a different day nowadays. So
no, I just got out of a little situation. I think I was telling you, like you guys just randomly in the group chat that we have, because I was like, yo, I was going through it.
I mean, I hear it in the music. You
you know, like Bonit, Dagger.
Yo, tell me why you had to lie. You broke my heart, now it's dry. But I do not let shit slide, so take my lips straight to your...
And then Bonita came from what I was going through. So I was like, you know, like what I was going through at that time, I'm like, you know what? I gotta focus on me I can't be where I'm at right now, so I'm focusing on me and just that's my vibe right now. So
and shout out to my girl. I'm able to do my music, do my thing, and she just nothing but support, no stress, none of that.
Yeah,
so 100% has my back. So like I don't have to do none of those polys, none of that. But you already know.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I just gotta ask this last thing, you know. So what made you want me on the track Bonita?
What made me want you on the track, Bonita?
Yeah.
So I was so when I was like writing this song, so basically the song was supposed to be a solo song. It was supposed to just be me, and the song was originally a song cry. Like the girl I was talking to, the girl I was talking about, like, yo, she showed me what love is and this and that, but I'm like, why are you showing it to me? I don't know what this meaning is. And as I was trying to do like a second verse, I'm like, you know what? This is getting too much emotional, you know, like, and I'm like, the track is a good vibe. I'm like, all right, who can I bring out to like take this track to the next level? Now it was a hard debate between you, AZ, and Leaks, and I think AZ was having some problems with his logic at the time.
I lost my logic.
Leaks wasn't. Leaks had his little issues going on, and there was you. Not saying there was like a last option. I was going through like who can I do this with? And I was listening to Lyman, and I would listen to your verse, and I'm like, yo, when you went off on Lyman, I'm like, I know you don't do these kind of tracks. So I'm like, you know what? Let me bring this out of you. I'm like, yo, we're from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Let's do a track like this.
Yeah.
And I know when you heard it first, you're like, yo, this is like a whole different vibe, like, you know, and I'm like, yo, honestly, kill it. And then when we got to the studio that day, I heard your verse, I was like, yo, that's it. That's it. That's it. Because, you know, like, it was crazy. It kind of reminded me like of like back in the days, like how they would bring out like the Caribbean pop tracks and have a rapper on it. Like I think there was that track with Nori and he did that reggaeton track. You know, you know, and then like I think they did a few.
Bonita.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, I was like, okay, so like maybe we got something going on. But another thing too with that was I wanted something to represent Toronto. So like, you know, you have me doing the singing, we have the Caribbean background, but we need that Toronto edge in this track to be like, yo, you know we're from Toronto once you hear Germz spit.
Right? For real. Appreciate that, man. Honestly, the video was mod, like, you know, we had like, you know, models, like shout out all the models.
Shout out all the models.
New Wave Visuals,
shout out New Wave.
We had like iStudios helping out. We had shout out Cities. They came through with the car and everything.
Early Campaign was in the building.
Campaign. We had the Mandem in the building. The whole Ville block was in the building.
You know.
You know what I mean?
It was a good vibe, bro.
I was lit. Like I had such a good time. I think like for days later, people kept texting me like, "Yo, it's so much fun."
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like I still get texts from some of the models. They're like, yo, I never had so much fun on set. It was so fun being there. Like, and not only that, they felt safe and comfortable. And that's my big thing when I work with these models. I'm like, yo, if anything you guys are uncomfortable with, you let me know. And they're like, yo, like, just for that, like, yo, we'll do anything. But that's not the whole point what I asked. I just want to make sure who I work with is comfortable. And that goes with rappers, models, anyone. Once you're comfortable and you feel like you can do your best, that's all I ask.
For real. So yeah, we're gonna wrap this up, and like I think we covered a lot of topics. Right now, I want you guys to just promo the show and give your shout outs. Like anyone you want to shout out, you know, we can start with Kairi.
For sure, you know. So Bonita's out right now, so make sure that you guys are streaming that. Watch the video. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, everywhere. Soco Suave 4. Make sure you get your tickets. I just want to shout out the real ones. I want to shout out Pusha, MT. I want to shout out Stacy. Shout out Germz, AZ, shout out Trini Massive, shout out Rav, shout out shout out the whole of the West End actually.
Shout out the West End.
You know, yeah, man, just keep supporting, and hopefully I make everyone that listens to my stuff and appreciate me proud.
You already know. Shout out everyone that supports me. Make sure you guys go cop tickets. Like Kairi said, Charlie Black, July 8th. We're going to be performing live, shutting down the stage, putting on a great show for you guys. I got some more records coming out within the next month, so make sure you guys look out for that. Follow me on IG at Ashton Zaban. And yeah, shout out to the West End, like you said.
Yeah, you guys
got
All right, I think
Spotify. Oh yeah, you basically shout out all the man already, so you know. Spotify, yeah, Ashton Zaban. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, it's all my name, Ashton Zaban. You guys search me up, you'll find me. Even on Google, search Ashton Zaban, all my show will pop up right there.
And shout out your handle as well.
Yeah, my handle is so Instagram. It's KAIRI.416, KAIRI.416. From there, you'll get access to my Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. So just hit a follow on those pages, listen to my stuff, and just keep an eye out for what I got to do next, because it's never a dull moment on the KAIRI side, So and also we shout out the West End a lot. I gotta shout out the East End too. You gotta show them love too, Big up the East End.
Shout out to everybody, anybody tuning, watching this. You already done know it's your boy Germz. Right now we're trying to start this podcast. It's the first episode. I had the inception in my brain for a long time, but we're finally doing it. So this is episode 1, Bonita, out right now. Y'all go stream that on YouTube. Y'all check me out. I'm on this Indian show coming out, AWA's channel. We're going to do an interview there too. Shout out my boy Calvin Moon, Winter Skies. Our interview's coming up next. And yeah, man, shout out to everyone. It's the What's Gwanin podcast, episode 1, KAIRI AZ, shutting down July 8th, live at the Jungle Club. Used to be her. And you know what I mean? We're going to shut it down, representing for Toronto. We're going to show Charlie Black, Wagwan, What's Gwanin in Toronto. And you know what I mean? And we're going to shoot a video for Lyman. And we're just going to keep the ball rolling. I got plenty of tracks in the vault. You know what I mean? Shout out to Man K Forest. Shout out Joe Weezy, Heartbreak, Robbie Khan, AG the Kid. Everybody doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? No diss if I forgot your name. You don't know what it is. Check me out on Spotify, Gville. And this is the first episode. It's a wrap. We out. You don't know. Thank you.
Early.
Yeah. Thank you guys, bro. That was lit.
Up early morning, late nights to the dawning. I'm copping, bottles I'm pouring. These blunts got me soaring.
Baby girl, what's gwanin' tonight? Light up some kush, you gon' feel alright. Me and my dogs, we don't wanna fight.